Bored with plain t-shirts? Want to make them uniquely yours? Today I'm sharing 3 easy ways to totally transform a plain old boring t-shirt into something spectacular. But don't think you need to be a master seamstress or a fine artist with a perfect hand. It's much easier than you think. Hello, welcome to The Stylish Maker. My name's Carol. A couple of weeks ago I showed you how to make a simple t-shirt, even if you've never sewn before. I walked you through all the steps to start your sewing journey. Today I'm taking it to the next level and I'm going to show you 3 options for embellishing your t-shirts to make them uniquely your own, as individual as you can get. You can take the techniques I'm going to teach you today and use them on any design you want. I chose a theme for my 3 t-shirts of love. I chose to add a heart to one t-shirt, the word love to another, and finally some heart lollipops. But as I said, you can use the techniques I'm showing you to create any design you want. Let's start by looking at how to use paint to embellish a t-shirt. This is the simplest way to create a perfectly unique piece with very little effort. If you made your t-shirts yourself, you will have pre-washed your fabric. If you are going to use a t-shirt you have purchased, make sure to wash it and dry it before you start to embellish the shirt. This will ensure good adhesion to the fabric. Now, let's talk paint. I tried several different methods of paint. The first was recommended at the craft store and it didn't work. I used an acrylic paint mixed with a Liquitex fabric fluid medium. This produced a hard paint that didn't really go into the fabric. When I rubbed it together like this, it feels like I'm rubbing 2 pieces of sandpaper together. Also, when I stretched the fabric, it didn't return to its original shape, so this was not what I was looking for to add to my shirt. I went looking online for advice. On YouTube, I found the fabric painting coach. I'll leave her channel linked below. Her advice was amazing. The fabric painting coach recommended that I use PBO fabric paint. So I purchased some and I had a little play, and what a difference. You can see here that the paint is stretching with the fabric and it's returning to its original shape. It also feels lovely and soft. The thing is that you actually need your paint to adhere to the fibers of the fabric, not sit on the top. This paint does just that. It melds into the fabric and creates a beautifully soft finish. The color I used was Silver Shimmer Opaque. Once I had my paint in hand, I did some testing. I heat set it and washed it and it stayed put. The paint looked just as good after I'd washed it as it did before. Now that I had my paint sorted, I needed a design. I decided to do something really simple. Just the word love in large letters across the front. If you have a steadier hand than me, you could absolutely paint this freehand, but I didn't trust myself, so I made a stencil. I used freezer paper to make my stencil. If you haven't used freezer paper before, it's shiny on one side and it sticks to your fabric when you iron it. Well, I used my Cricut to cut the freezer paper for this project, and we'll demonstrate design setup in Cricut Design Space later. A Cricut is not necessary. For Cricut users, a stencil design link is available in the description below. You could even cut this out of heat transfer vinyl if you wanted to. I just laid my freezer paper onto the cutting mat shiny side down and cut it. If you're cutting freezer paper by hand, print the design onto a piece of printer paper and trace it onto the paper side of the freezer paper. Ensure the shiny side faces down. Here I'm weeding out the letters. You want to save the outside. If you were cutting this in vinyl to attach to your shirt, you would save the letters. You will need the inside of the O, so make sure to keep that piece as well. This next step was a game changer in terms of painting on t-shirts. You will need some clear self-adhesive, the kind you use to cover a book. Cut a piece large enough to cover the area you will paint on. Turn the shirt inside out and stick the clear film onto the front. Make sure to remove any folds or wrinkles. This clear film will not only stop bleeding to the back of your shirt, it will also hold everything nice and firm so that your shirt won't stretch or move around during painting. Turn the shirt right side out and locate the center. A small mark like the one I made with my fingernail can help. Fold the stencil in half, aligning the edges of the letters, not the paper, and create a crease. Position this crease along the mark on the t-shirt. Now iron on the stencil. Remember to add the center of the O. You want to give this quite a lot of heat and time. Hold the iron in place and make sure you give extra attention to those edges of the letters. What you're looking for is a good seal with the fabric. Now just apply the paint. I used a fairly stiff brush and I tried as much as possible to work away from the edges. This wasn't always possible, however.
Was there something in your touch that slowly started changing? We were lost before we realized, too afraid to cross the line. You and I, we were slowly breaking. But there are reasons we'll never find out, like how we were.
This is actually incredibly satisfying. Once you've finished, let your first coat dry and apply a second coat, or a third if you think you need it. I wanted a kind of patchy look, but if you wanted it to be fully opaque, you might need another coat. Now, I know you're dying to remove the stencil and see what it looks like, but it's important to wait until it's dry. I can tell you from experience that if you remove it while the paint is still wet, you run the risk of getting wet paint somewhere else on your t-shirt. I did it and I had to run to the tap and wash it to try and remove it. Luckily it worked, so be patient. Once the paint is dry, and it doesn't take long, you can easily peel off the stencil. This is the most satisfying part. There's just one more step, but it's a really important one. You need to heat seal the paint. If you forget this step, the paint will wash off over time and you want your hard work to stay looking good. Take a piece of silicone baking paper and lay it over your fully dried paint. I used my Cricut press, but you could use your iron for this as well. I used a temperature of 160 degrees Celsius for 30 seconds. I did one side and then the other because my design was too large to fit under the press all at once. Okay, so I lied. There's one more step. Remember that clear plastic film we put on the inside? You need to remove it. Now your shirt is finished. You do need to wait about 7 days before you wash it just to let the paint fully set. So that's one way to make a graphic tee. It's pretty simple really. Remember to heat seal the design after you painted it and wait at least 7 days before you wash it to ensure the paint is set. Before we move on to the next shirt, I'd like to ask you to click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell and give me a thumbs up. If you are subscribed and not getting notified when I publish a new episode, then please sign up for my newsletter. I'll leave that linked below for you. For our next t-shirt, we are going to be using a product called fusible webbing. This product goes by lots of names, but basically it's like double-sided tape for your fabric. You iron it on to one piece of fabric, then cut out your design and iron it on to another piece of fabric. Sounds easy, and it is. I printed my heart onto a piece of regular printer paper, and then I traced it onto paper side of my fusible webbing.
You keep turning heads when you walk by. If they only knew you left me blind.
I'll leave the heart file for this linked below. Because I used tartan fabric, I needed to ensure proper alignment on the fabric. So I positioned the design's center along a straight line of the fabric pattern. Then firmly ironed the webbing onto the fabric, ensuring a complete adhesion. Now cut out your heart. Just a quick note about this though, always iron on fusible webbing before cutting out your design. If you cut the webbing beforehand, it prevents a proper seal. After cutting out the design, I carefully folded it in half, ensuring that the heart was symmetrical. One side was slightly bigger, so I trimmed it to match the other. Next, I folded my t-shirt in half and gave it a quick press just to find the center. I did measure each side as well, just to double check. Now peel off the backing paper and position your heart onto your t-shirt. You can see the glossy glue here. That's what's going to make this stick to your shirt. I measured it again, always check twice, you know. Then just iron the heart onto your fabric. Mine wasn't quite adhered well at the bottom, so I gave it another good press. You can see my shirt is actually changing colour with the heat. Don't worry, I didn't burn it, it's just what red sometimes does when you heat it. I'd like to take a moment to thank the Style Makers Network for sponsoring this episode. By joining the Style Makers Network, you will get a whole lot more of me. You will get to join Zoom calls and live streams and early access to my episodes ad-free. You'll also get to join in monthly challenges. There are lots of different membership options, so I'd like to invite you to check those out. I really appreciate your support. I'll leave you that linked below. I popped my big square ruler inside my t-shirt to make it easier to pin. I wanted to apply some pretty flower trim to this, so I lined it up just over the edge of the fabric. I pinned the trim all the way around and cut the end off. To sew this one, I'm using a sewing machine needle that is suitable for stretch fabrics. The trim and the heart aren't stretched, but the t-shirt is. And I just stitched all the way around.
In a world of green, just like a dream, you and I standing wild and free, with petals so golden, the sun's warm kiss, a love so.
I did a second row of stitching because there were some places where I didn't quite catch the edge of the heart. I'm also all about doubly securing things rather than having them fall off. Unfortunately, I realized that some of these pretty little daisies had some of the blue centers missing. So I decided to take my embellishing up a notch and add some beads to hide that they were gone. I sewed these 4mm electroplated faceted glass beads onto the centers of the daisies. I thought that I would do one at every center, but then I decided I liked it better to just face them randomly. I actually decided to add 3 more of the daisies with the beads at the bottom of the heart, just inside, just for a little bit more. You know, I'm all about the more. The last way I'm going to show you does use my Cricut and heat transfer vinyl. If you're a crafter of any kind, a Cricut can be a valuable addition to your toolkit. I have used mine to make earrings, greeting cards, and all kinds of other things, but I have used it most to make t-shirts. Can you still use vinyl if you don't have a Cricut or other cutting machine? You sure can. There's no reason why you can't cut out the heat transfer vinyl by hand. You could make a template, which I'll show you as part of this process, draw onto the paper backing of your vinyl and cut it out with the scissors. It's just a bit easier with the Cricut. This time I'm going to show you how to use Cricut Design Space to cut out your design. If you don't have a Cricut and you want to skip forward, I'll leave the timestamp on screen where I start to apply the vinyl. You'll need 3 colors of the vinyl. I used red, sparkly pink, and white. Open Cricut Design Space and choose Upload. Click Upload and select the image you have saved. Alternatively, if you're using my design, you can just click the link in the description box. Once your file is open, change the width to 20 centimeters. If you work in inches, that's 8 inches. Go over to the Layers section and turn off the box layer. Now click Make. The file will be set up in the 3 layers. Make sure you turn on mirror. Place the vinyl with the shiny side down and cut. Once you've cut all 3 layers, weed the vinyl. Cut each heart and stick out individually. One of the things that confused me when I first started transferring designs onto t-shirts using my Cricut is how to get everything lined up on my t-shirt. So we are going to make a template so that we know where everything goes. For this template, we are going to cut out the piece again, but this time in a transparent material. I used a piece of laminating plastic, but anything you can see through will work. Go back into Cricut Design Space and turn on the blue box. Select the project and choose Attach. Now just cut it out as you did before and weed out the hearts and the sticks. If you're cutting by hand, you need to make the template by printing the design onto a piece of paper and tracing it onto your plastic, then cutting it out. Mark the center of your template with a permanent marker. Remember, you are measuring from one side to the other side of your design, not the plastic. I found it helpful to draw a line right down the center of my template.
There are answers I can't find. Was there something in your touch that slowly started changing?
Now find the center of your shirt and mark it with some tailor's chalk or other removable marker. I marked both up and down and across. Now you want to preheat your fabric so that the vinyl sticks well. I used my press at 160 degrees Celsius for 30 seconds. I actually made a mistake here. I should have applied my lollipop sticks first and then the hearts, but I did it the other way around. I'm not too worried about this, as honestly you can't tell unless you look really closely. But don't make my mistake, add the sticks first. Place your plastic template onto your shirt. I stuck a little piece of tape across the top to keep it in place. Now you can lift your template and place your sticks first and hearts in the correct place. Once you've got everything where you want it, hold the pieces down and lift off the template. Cover with your silicone baking paper and press. Remember that you're doing the sticks first. Remove the plastic from your pieces. I did another press before I added the next pieces, but basically I followed the exact same process to complete the design. These three techniques I've shown you today will give you the ability to make many different styles of embellished t-shirts. As I said, I've used my Cricut to make so many t-shirts. Here's a few that I've made and worn over the years, so a few more ideas for you. And now, here's my finished t-shirts. I love them all. Let me know if you will be making your own embellished t-shirts. Will you be making them from scratch like I did, or will you use a purchased t-shirt? I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.